This week's Incredulous installment will feature commentary from comrades Scott, Joe, Chris, and myself. Stories covered include accountability for the pigs who murdered Breonna Taylor and forged the evidence to cover it up, an Ivy League tier report on hundreds of thousands of lives lost in pursuit of private healthcare profits, Vladimir Zelenskyy taking another page from the Fascist Party playbook, the MBTA veering closer toward federal receivership, and Biden dangling yet another loan forgiveness proposition over the heads of indebted students. This brawl ends with a battery of brutal deaths straight out of Budapest. Please do us a big adventure. Please do us a favor. Enjoy our back.
We have the people who could produce it. We have the raw materials and factories who could allow it to be made. And we have the need for the output, but we have a capitalist system that can't put these things together.
So Zencastr did a redesign, and it's spectacular, but anyways, welcome back. Welcome back to the epoch of incredulity. Yay! It's the fearsome foursome of Joe, myself, Jesse, and Chris. Joe, you got some news? Tell us. I'm sorry.
Ooh, actually, I like this new design. It's growing on me. We digress. So, we have quite a bit of news. There is finally some degree of criminal accountability for the death of Breonna Taylor.
Of who?
Breonna Taylor.
There you go. It sounded like you said Breonna Taylor. Okay.
Oh, there is a Yale study.
Breonna Taylor? I don't even know her.
All right,
There is a study out of the Yale School of Public Health concluding that our healthcare system is dog shit.
Joe, talk about it.
I'm just gonna, headline and then go into the stories.
Oh,
no.
What is this new thing you're doing? What is it? You didn't tell us about this.
No.
What are you doing?
Okay, I'll just start with the story then.
I tease everything at the beginning of the intro. I had to do that for you.
See what we're working with here, people? Come on, Joe.
Joe obviously doesn't listen to the show either.
No, I do.
No, you don't.
I do, actually.
Joe, you've told us you don't, but okay.
I do when I'm not on the pod because I have the, encyclopedic memory.
Yeah.
But I do make an
proceed.
effort to listen to more of the episodes now. It's just been...
We're just giving you shit, bro. We fucking love you, man. We love you.
Too many crises at once.
You're okay.
Yeah, actually, it was funny. I was at Walgreens getting some prescriptions, and she was like, would you like to do that while you still have insurance? Because I lose it in like a week and a half-ish.
That's like a fucked up way to...
Yeah. That's a really insane, pharmacist. That's just psychotic behavior. You want this before you lose it, buddy? What the fuck?
No, because she didn't realize... I didn't realize that I would be without
That's
insurance
such a
soon.
bleak, oh my god, dude, worst timeline ever.
Hypothetically, my student loans could get turned on the same day I lose my health insurance. Hypothetically.
Joe, are we talking about a story right now, or what are you doing?
Yes, I'm
go
getting
into the
to the
Breonna
story.
Taylor story already. Come on.
So, a former Louisville detective has pleaded guilty in federal court today to helping falsify a search warrant that led to the death of Breonna Taylor. The former officer, Callie Goodlett, entered her plea before U.S. District Court Judge Rebecca Grady Jennings in a federal court in Louisville, Kentucky, according to court records. She pleaded guilty to one count of conspiracy, becoming the first cop held criminally responsible for the botched raid. She was accused of conspiring with another cop to falsify the warrant that led to the raid, and subsequently covered up the falsification. The 35-year-old ex-cop could face up to 5 years in prison, a $250,000 fine, and 3 years of supervised release when she is sentenced. The sentencing hearing is tentatively scheduled for November 22nd. Let's be real, she's probably not going to get held accountable.
Yeah.
Because this is America.
I don't know. There was another cop that did get, actually serious prison time.
Yeah, the guy who killed George Floyd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just being realistic, because,
Yeah, no, Joe is playing the
95%
odds.
of them get
Yeah. And also, same thing with Trump is representing himself when he goes to, for the January 6th hearings. I've said it before, but if you listen to Chapo, as they were saying, prosecuting a sitting president or former president for like anything opens up too much of a can of worms because they're all war criminals. And our legal system basically turning a blind eye to or allowing presidents to do whatever the fuck they want, like, is the thing that keeps the system going. And if, they're not going to do that, they're not going to do that under the current rule. So, sorry.
No, you're right, because if they start here, it's a slippery slope to destabilizing the entire
They would
system.
immediately have to, like, persecute Obama or whatever, or Bush, or, like, immediately, because it's like...
all of them.
Trump probably is in some degree, like, did conspire to maybe do something with turning over the like, I don't think he fucking planned the raid, but, like, yeah, he was probably trying to get his foot in the door to flip the results in some states, but, like...
But, like, every single president in my lifetime is a war criminal.
Exactly. Compared to what, like, Obama did, compared to what Bush did, compared to what fucking Reagan did, like, it's fucking...
I mean, Clinton bombed another country just to get out of the doghouse with his wife.
Exactly, Compared to what Clinton did, compared to what Hillary has done,
And what is Aleppo?
Exactly.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Totally legal and totally cool.
My soundboard's working again, folks, so...
music to our ears.
Disease. Excuse me if it sounds all gross. I'm eating a banana, but I'm not going to mute myself, dude.
I
can respect that.
Anyways, yeah.
Well, that's good. Fuck cops, ACAB.
Want to see them all go to jail.
Go to piggy heaven.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because we want to...
I didn't say that. Yale. What comes out of there?
If I may.
So last month there was a study there was a study from the Yale School of Public Health that came out on June 20th that 338,000 people who died in this country from COVID would likely be alive today if the United States had a universal single-payer healthcare system. Those are the direct words of this study.
Yep.
Quote, if the United States had a single-payer universal healthcare system in 2020, nearly 212,000 American lives would have been saved that year, according to a new study. In addition, the country would have saved $105 billion in COVID-19 hospitalization expenses alone. The research team further calculated that in a non-pandemic year, some $438 billion would be saved by a single-payer universal healthcare system like Medicare for All. The results make a powerful case for healthcare reform, according to the lead author, Dr. Alison Galvani. Americans are needlessly losing lives and money, said Galvani, director of Yale's Center for Infectious Disease Modeling and Analysis and an endowed chair in the Department of Epidemiology at the Yale School of Public Health. Medicare for All would both be economic stimulus and a life-saving transformation of our healthcare system. The researchers compared people with and without health insurance, examining death rates from COVID and overall. Building on earlier research, they calculated that 131,438 COVID deaths in the year 2020 would have been avoided with universal single-payer healthcare. Overall, both COVID and non-COVID patients, 211,897 lives would have been saved in 2020 with universal healthcare. From the start of the pandemic in the United States to this March, those preventable deaths amount to 338,594. Far from financially burdening the nation, universal single-payer healthcare would have not only saved lives, it would have also avoided hundreds of billions of dollars in costs. Medicare for All would reduce costs by improving access to preventative care, reducing administrative overhead, and empowering Medicare to negotiate prices, the researchers said. Single-payer health insurance would also eliminate pricey insurance premiums and reduce fraud. Quote, a single-payer healthcare system would be much more economically efficient than our current fragmented structure and would save over $450 billion a year, Galvani said. The United States currently spends more on healthcare than any other nation, both per person and overall. Despite such heavy spending, the piecemeal nature of our U.S. medical insurance system worsened COVID-19's effects, the researchers argue in the study. Many people without access to adequate healthcare delayed necessary medical treatment, postponed isolation, and kept working when they fell sick. These factors can fuel infection and death. Most working-age Americans rely on employer-sponsored plans, with each enrollment typically covering more than one person. The same system leaves more than 41 million uninsured.
Are you gonna read the whole thing?
Just the relevant bits.
I'm sorry.
The relevant bits.
So too long, don't read. This is really. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. To quote the Biden administration, Joe. To quote the Biden administration,
Who cares?
The reason that I'm going to the point of reading that much is because this isn't like Common Dreams or Jacobin. This is from fucking Yale.
Yale. Yeah, because they'll listen to Yale.
I'm being sprayed with a fire hose of evidence so much I can't even handle it.
Like,
hell yeah,
like
Comrade Yale.
I say it's not as some beacon of evidence, but because Yale is like a fucking Ivy League,
we know,
capitalist institution.
I gotta say, I don't think I've ever met a person under 60 except for internet trolls who's against socialized medicine.
Yeah, no, it is a bipartisan consensus that Medicare for all would be good.
I mean, I've met them, but I work in a building that employs a lot of health insurance people, so like that's why.
Well, that's perfect to make the point that those are the only people who benefit from this. Health insurance executives, they have names and addresses. You know, those people. I'm just saying those people.
Wink, wink, yeah.
Those handful of people who make tens of millions of dollars personally from this system by making everything more expensive than it needs to be. It's also the same exact concept of a universal insurance program. It's the same exact concept as all these private insurance programs, except without those people taking all of the extra profit off the top. Like you're paying into a pool, okay, really simple. Everyone pays into it. Everyone has access to it if you need it.
Yeah, like we already pay taxes for Medicare and Medicaid, so...
Exactly. The only difference is you can prevent price gouging, and those people with names and addresses can be going where they need to go for getting people killed. You know? They should be prosecuted.
Yeah. Death panel their ass.
No, they should go have a nice time at the park.
They should have a death panel. Oh, I realized I could have stopped that at any time and just said that, you know, Zelenskyy is kind of, you know, he's evolving. He's taken on his final form, maybe, but he's ratified Law 5371, which I believe was the one we were talking about last time we talked about him, which basically workers have no right to bargain. And trade unions can't protect the worker anymore. And as Joe and I were discussing ahead of time, Joe, you can take the reins on this one, because you are more of a historical mind than I am on this, but this is exactly what a little historical figure we like to call Adolf Hitler did, so go off.
Mussolini also. The literal founder of the fascist party. This was like his fucking bread and butter.
Yeah, Zelenskyy is now, and has been for a while, following literally the same historical trajectory that Hitler did when he first achieved power. First, banning all political parties that like actually truly oppose him. He did that this spring. And now he's banning...
Did Hitler get a GQ like photo shoot like Zelenskyy did like a couple months ago?
He was actually Time Magazine's Man of the Year in 1932.
Right.
This, and I know this because of the Parenti narration I've been doing. He actually did get a bunch of like, there were collaborations between Western and German news outlets so
Western
that there would be
media,
a lot of positive pieces about Hitler in the New York Times and shit.
And as I already just pointed out, he was literally Time's Man of the Year.
Yeah.
Don't forget Ford, you know, the motor company Ford was an ardent supporter.
There are so many fucking connections, dude. It's
the Bush
wild.
family.
It is wild how many American companies are...
But the other trajectory, and Jesse is very
came out of fascism? Came out of
like that supported the fascist regime.
Yeah,
oh, okay,
they poured money into it.
Like Fanta.
Yeah, but he's continuing to follow that trajectory by banning unions and the right to organize. It's another thing Hitler did.
Yeah, that was how Mussolini took power, okay?
Mm-hmm. He wrote the manifesto.
He founded the fucking fascist party of Italy, like...
And he's the first guy to put it to practice.
Right, that was his very first move, was attacking all of the union organizers. And this is really fucked up, right? Because...
So,
I have to hold both ideas at the same time. That, yes, I understand that the Russian offensive on the Ukraine cannot in any way be justified under a guise of anti-fascism. But why the fuck would you make it look like you're doing fascism if, like, if that is ostensibly, if that is the impetus for going into Ukraine, maybe you should try a little bit harder to not look like a fucking fascist. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's gonna reflect very poorly on organizers that consider themselves to be anti-fascists. A lot of this rests with Putin, but the rhetoric about crushing fascism in Ukraine also gives Zelenskyy a green light to enact all of these fascist policies. Putin's lack of credibility lends credibility to an incredible man.
That was good. Clever.
Oh, shit. Chris, your mic is having a...
Wait, can you hear me now?
Yeah. What happened?
Is it better? I think it came undone.
Okay.
Is it back to normal?
Yeah, you sound fine.
Okay. I feel like we've seen this before in a few places. What's that place we just left? Oh, yeah, Afghanistan, where they dumped weapons to a somewhat right-wing movement called, what were they called? Oh, yeah, Al-Qaeda, the Taliban, Mujahideen, to fight Russians.
Yeah, the freedom
They
fighters.
just dumped weapons in there, called them freedom fighters. Like you said, nothing could go wrong from that.
Yeah.
Doing it again. Like they've learned nothing from history. It's
What
not
could
even to
possibly
say.
go wrong?
It's like you're just dumping a bunch of weapons into this place. It's a war
Indiscriminately
zone.
dumping weapons.
Yeah, what do you think is going to happen when, let's just say, all right, theoretically, their war with Russia ends. Now you have a bunch of high-end weapons just flying around. What do you really think is going to happen? But they know this.
Speaking of which, the administration is gearing up to dump another $3.3 billion into Ukraine.
Cool.
Yeah, that'll get it. No.
Yeah,
it's
that'll
like,
do it.
It's like just one more bomb, man.
If at first you don't succeed, try and just keep dumping more.
Just one more lane,
drones.
bro. Just one more cop, bro. Just one more bomb, bro.
Just one more predator drone.
Yeah,
They'll probably leave, dude. They'll
just
be
one
like,
more.
I don't want to do it. I don't.
We're gonna drop one more bomb, bro. It's gonna be one. One more offensive. That's it. That's all. We're just gonna need one more offensive. Just one more. Bro, come on. I'm not no more after this one, bro. Let's do it, bro.
We'll go to bed after this one. We promise.
He was begging me.
Are we gonna talk about the MBTA? It's fucked.
I mean, it's been fucked for a while, but it's getting more fucked.
It's the goddamn icon of our show.
The getting fucked is intensifying.
Is the
getting fucked?
Is the getting fucked intensified? No, but the icon of our show, of our Discord, it's the MBTA in a state of disrepair as it is in now. We are now living in the days of the shutdown, the Orange Line shutdown.
Technically, it is in
let Jesse talk.
Technically, it is in a state of repair, but
well, yeah.
It's gotten so bad that 2 members of Congress from Massachusetts have called for a federal receivership of the MBTA.
What does that mean exactly?
That the federal government steps in and takes over running the T.
They should have already done that. Just saying.
Charlie Baker is opposed to this idea, and Michelle Wu is not thrilled because she would like to see, quote, collaborative partnership, rather than the federal government just stepping in and being like, you guys keep fucking up.
I don't trust the private sector, nor do I trust the federal government to make the MBTA a nicer
Michelle has a bit of
public
a point.
utility. We live in the age of rainbow colored austerity. They're not going to make the T better. We're probably doing better in terms of funding allocation. Massachusetts probably makes out like a fucking bandit with the amount of money that transit is getting as of now. Of course, a lot of that is going to go to make a small handful of people pretty rich because the T is a public-private partnership. But fucking Pete Buttigieg is the transportation
secretary.
So,
I'm kind of not necessarily thrilled about the idea of a federal receivership because Mayor Pete, the McKinsey guy, overseeing an overhaul of a public transportation system. Not great, Bob.
I trust him. No. No, Joe, you're not going to force my hand and make me do a sound drop. Only I decide when left.
MayoPete'sOneCave.com.
Do you have any Pete Buttigieg sound drops, dude?
No, I don't. What the fuck has that man said? Ever. I'm serious. What has he ever said?
The shape of democracy.
Yeah, but he didn't say that. That was
No, he said that.
Did he actually say that?
Yeah, he actually said
He
that.
did say on national TV that it was okay to let the baby starve. When
That's not what I'm. Oh my god.
No, he said the thing about the shape of our democracy. He did.
Yeah, that's what I'm curious. Like, I want to hear, like, because I've seen that poster
I'll put it in.
a shitload.
I'll put it in post. Okay.
No, I have. There's a Twitter. There's a video. Well, yeah, you're gonna have to in there.
Let me say this. It's not a sizzling, glamorous issue, but the shape of our democracy is the issue that affects every other issue.
I'm pretty sure Indianapolis does not even have a train, like a single train. The state he's from, Indiana. I'm looking at a map. I only see an Amtrak.
Oh my god, you weren't kidding. He actually said it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just watched. Oh my god. Oh my god. And then he thought that was a good enough poll quote to put on a.
Yes, dude.
Yeah, he's an insufferable human being.
He is the
Politics is
intersectional
just
Reaganism meme, but a person. He's in the flesh.
Pretty much.
This has kind of all become like indistinguishable to like a shotgun blast in the face. Like, what the fuck? I mean, this is what
I'm
politics
telling
is
you,
now.
Dude, fiction cannot touch the absurdity of real life. It can't.
No, it really can't. Why do you think I'm a history major?
I don't know, because you're a stuffy weirdo. I'm just kidding. That is actually my opinion of history majors. I'm kidding. No, I'm not.
Do it.
Do you want to like? Wait.
I love the Republic.
Yeah. Since the student debt is your wheelhouse, Joe, it's getting turned on, folks. It's gonna get turned on, but then there's this thing with like, what was that? They're gonna like what? They're gonna forgive up to $10,000 of like specific. Is it PPP loans?
They're
Like, what is
testing it? The
What is a
dipshit is
PPP
mean
loan?
testing it.
Hold on.
I guess they forgot about the PPP loans.
Hold on.
Just looking at the waveforms, you and Joe were interrupting each other at exactly the same time. Twice. I'm going to give Joe the talking stick.
Yeah, make him the talker.
It's your job. I give you money, you give me ideas.
You never say thank you.
That's what the money is for.
So, Joe,
I'll be quiet.
Can you explain these loans, please? These PPP.
Yes, to quote our most previous president, no PP. Okay, right, so.
And then explain that joke.
It's better without context. I like it.
Yeah, it is. So, according to the Associated Press, the Biden administration announces that they are announcing $10,000 in federal student loan cancellation, and, quote, for many.
For many?
They're going to cancel $10,000 of student loan payments for federal student debtors who live in households with incomes under $125,000.
Yeah, but isn't that a lot of people, though?
Yes and no. Yes, but also, like, the amount of interest. That's like 2 years of interest on most 4-year degrees. So
yeah, that's terrible. Jesus.
What the fuck?
So basically, they're making a small dent, but it's not really going to fundamentally change anything. Which is, oh, wait a minute. Isn't that exactly what Joe Biden said to a bunch of donors when he first announced he was running for president? Nothing will fundamentally change. Guess he was telling the truth then, because this will also, like, disproportionately harm black student debtors the most, because they're the group of student debtors who are most, like, burdened by their student debt. They are, like, drowning in the interest, and this is not going to do that much for them. The average black student debtor holds, like, 3 to 5 more times debt.
It's not going to hurt them the most. It's just going to help them the least, basically.
I like the way you put that.
Yeah, pretty much.
And special shout out to anyone who says forgiving student loans is helping rich people, because if they were rich, they wouldn't have student loans.
Actually,
yeah, exactly.
If your parents make too much money, you are not eligible for FAFSA loans in the first fucking place. I would know this because my roommate freshman year, his dad was like a pharma CEO, and he didn't qualify for FAFSA loans, so they had to pay out of pocket because they had too much money. Meanwhile, I have FAFSA loans because I'm the son of a school teacher and a UPS man.
When you said pharma CEO, for some reason, I thought you were talking about, like, old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O.
No, I meant, like, Pfizer kind of pharma.
That's so good.
Yeah, like pharma CEO.
No, it took me a second to get it, too. I was like, wait, what? Oh.
Yeah, that's weird. Anyway.
Yeah. So what if the guy threw a shoe at me?
So is
So yeah, like the talking point that it will help rich people is a lie. They're not eligible for it.
Also, like, just the utter bullshit and like cruelty you see from people, especially on Twitter. Like, well, I worked hard and I had to like work my skin to the bone and all this shit, and like you're gonna have to do it too if you want to pay off your loans. And it's like, what? Why? Why would you want a terrible? Like, I want everyone to have an easy life, regardless of how bad I have it. Like, I want everybody to have a smooth life because that's what we deserve.
My
baby.
granddad died of polio.
I don't get the mindset of like everyone.
Vaccines are so entitled.
I truly don't understand the mindset of like suffering is good for you. It's just like it breaks you. It makes you like it hurts you. I understand it in the abstract, but like in the reality, it fucks people up. That's the reason why we have so much fucking mental illness in this country.
When people say and
I'm not trying to be flippant here.
I grew up, my parents hit me and I turned out fine. No, you're not fine because you think it's okay to hit kids.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I actually had an interaction with a Pete Buttigieg supporter. This is like a woman in her like mid to late 50s. This is like at one of those watch parties at Democracy Brewing. I think this is like the Nevada primary debate.
Nevada cock. The Nevada cock.
Whatever the fuck.
That is the fucking episode title.
The Nevada cock. It's coming. Oh no.
They were talking about student debt, and she says to me that
he just goes on, doesn't laugh. I love it.
No, I hear what you're saying, and I'm trying to remember the thing. And she's like, I almost threw my whiskey in her face because she's like,
"Be nice to women, Joe."
I said something about like how like what? So it was like because she was like, it's wrong to like forgive student debt, and she was literally like,
how is it wrong?
She was like, it's your fault that you have student debt. It's a moral failing, and you don't deserve to have any student debt forgiven because the fact that you have debt represents like a moral failing on your part.
Yeah, it's proof that you're financially irresponsible.
She said all of this directly to my face.
I think that person like was putting you on a little bit.
No, she was pretty pissed, and she actually meant it.
All right, she was putting you on. I don't want to. I can't say be nice to women and then say what I was about to say. So thank you.
There were a lot of liberals.
Certainly being a. Sorry. Whoops.
Like really just.
She was
penetrating the DSA at that time. Penetrating violently.
Penetrating with the Nevada dick. Yeah. I'm a government man.
That goes back to the vote on should it be a working class party, and the percentage was near 50% said no.
Dude, national polling for DSA members, 8% of respondents identified as liberal. Like, I am a liberal. I think that's 8% too many, dude.
It's important to have a discussion about the meaning of the word liberal, because it doesn't mean what you think it means.
I mean, technically,
not
we're all
you,
liberals.
but I mean, like, the idea that it means they're capitalist, and they think in their heads, some people think it means social issues, but the global definition.
Like liberalization, okay, I'll put it this way. Liberalization is a recognition that everybody is their own individual self and then is inherently has access to rights. Like that's what the philosophical version of liberalization is, and like liberal is, so like we're all technically liberals, but at the same time, like they are given access to rights, but not necessarily are born with them. We believe people are inherently endowed with rights that they're born with, whereas a liberal kind of got to earn it a little bit, basically, you know? It's a philosophy that allows for that.
Yeah, they don't believe in equality.
Yeah, basically.
I mean,
that's the crux of Marx's entire critique of the concept of human rights, is that when you decide ideologically who gets rights, then you're not really like the universality of that starts to become highly limited and highly controlled by state power and by capital and by money and who has the most and who has accumulated the most. Like human rights are a thing we're born with. It's not a thing that we get through political power. Basically, That was his critique.
It's not from being like the best little worker bee simp.
He's too smart for me sometimes.
Marx is too smart for you?
Sometimes, like, yeah, I'm bad at sometimes articulating his points. And I don't like the word hitherto. Sorry.
Dude,
Fair enough.
That's a nice word.
It is. but to each their own, you know?
I'll fight you about it, actually. No, I'm just kidding.
Hitherto unknown strengths will fight. Yeah. Anyways.
Hither and thither.
Chris, what were you saying?
Well, the great idea of the left is universality and equality. And that's what should be unifying us, is that we all believe that we have equal rights as people by default. In contrast, their belief system is your rights are determined by how much wealth you have, and that determines your worth as a person. And that certain people, based on your wealth in a hierarchy, is more deserving than others. That's my problem with the whole philosophy. When you talk it politically, that's what it is. That's the difference. And that shows when they say it's a moral failing, that's them admitting that's what they think. It's evil. It's no different from what you would call conservatism.
Yes, exactly.
It's selfish, evil.
Still contingent upon ability to pay. Beyond all the identifiers, anybody can identify however they want, and that identity is respected within the bounds of ability to pay. You know what I mean? It's like if you're like gay and homeless, then you're still worthless in a capitalistic neoliberal hierarchy.
It's like how we've created a society that thinks it's okay, or basically we have coupled the idea that if you are disabled, then you're going to live in poverty.
Yes.
Yeah. Or like if you're an addict, or if you're a former addict, if you're recovering like you, that like...
I'm both. I'm on disability and a former recovering addict.
And and we have so thoroughly tied the idea that means that you're going to have to accept a life in poverty because you can't like work hard enough.
I don't know if this is fucked up or not, but it's like I have long come to terms with the fact that I'm never going to be a homeowner. I'm never going to have a car. I'm never going to have anything.
Proud about it, actually.
And it's not to say like I want a home. Like I don't have any actual convictions about that because I like public transit and I like communal living spaces. I would like there to be a stronger public sector and dense housing because that's better for the fucking earth.
Yeah.
And better for like humankind, you know, as a and better for like social development, I feel. So it's like I have no personal stake in having my own private property. You know what I mean?
You learn to have less resentment for people, especially along like racial lines when you're forced to like live with them. So yeah, definitely would help social development.
Is that fucked up? I don't really know how to talk about it.
What, that you don't think you'll ever own a house? I don't think that's fucked up. Like, whatever.
Is that like a defeatist attitude? Like, am I giving up on...
I have no illusion I'll never be a homeowner.
Here's the thing. It's like, it would be a defeatist attitude if you didn't present the alternative that you presented. You know? Like, you have something that you believe in that you think is like a material tangible that you can achieve that you probably realistically could. And so, like, it would be defeatist if you're like, I don't think I'll ever own a house. Like, I'm going to be stuck in the rut of, like, owning apartments forever. You want communal housing. You want, like, social living like that. And so, like, you have accepted the alternative to owning a house.
Yeah.
So.
I think we should have systems that guarantee universal home ownership. Everyone should be able to have a home. And it shouldn't be something that's dependent, again, on your means or your ability. If you want it, not just if you want it, but you should always have the right to have housing. It's just a simple concept.
For all who wants it, but for realsies.
Well, you know, everyone has a right to shelter. You can't have your shelter taken from you. Universal ideas. But it's nothing to be ashamed of if you don't want to participate within a system as it is now, because it is exploitative. Even if you have it, you still have a mortgage or a bank that can take it from you, etc. Replace that with a system of universal home ownership, universal equity.
Yeah, I guess that's a good point, because it's like...
Get philosophical.
It would be cool to have, like, if everybody else had a home, then I would feel better about having one.
Yeah.
That's a good point, Chris. Very astute.
Thanks. I just think that goes in hand in hand with what we're talking about before.
It's just a weird concept for me because I've never, you know, it's weird going into like a house.
But Chris hit on something that I didn't consider, you didn't consider, is that we were both approaching it from like a capitalist like matrix, like that perspective. It's ownership or it's the other thing, whereas like Chris then cut the Gordian knot, as it were. Trying to push this over 40 minutes so we can call it an episode, sorry.
Nah, dude, we can do, this is our project.
This is good.
Fuck the listener. Just kidding.
Yeah, no, this is a good, like...
That's the episode name, fuck the listener.
Fuck the Vada dick, fuck the listener, not Vada cock. I fucked it up. Damn it! Ugh. Walter White, I don't know. I could play that. Wait, I don't know if I have that. I probably don't have that shit anymore.
There was one thing, though, that I wanted to say in regard to student debt, is that this is taken directly out of the cyclical playbook. The Democratic Party goes through this cycle of proposing legislation that would do something bad, testing the waters, see how mad that makes people. If people respond to it with rage, then they pretend that they have defeated the bad policy, and then they propose.
Oh.
They propose something that doesn't make any changes, and then present it as a solution to the problem that was never implemented to begin with. And then they get brownie points in the press because it's like, well, there could be land sharks. There could be land sharks,
baby.
but I don't know. How do people feel about land sharks? Oh, fuck. People don't like land sharks. Well, the good thing is that, right, we can prevent the evolution of land sharks, right? Most important election of your lifetime.
The street sharks are coming.
All we have to do is destroy our own lab where we were growing them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Claire McCaskill screeching.
All
about
we have to do.
13 in Missouri.
I'm so lost. What are we talking about?
This is Democratic Party strategy. And then the Democrats will be the heroes who destroyed the mutant land sharks. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, no. What? I get it. I'm kidding.
It's like how they are essentially one of the most powerful political organizations on the face of the earth, but then they act like they're helpless, or they're like, oh, you control all three branches of fucking government, and you are one of the wealthiest, most powerful, like, military, etc., etc. Like, you are literally one of the most powerful political parties on earth.
Yeah. But if you want to keep abortion, you gotta vote, you know?
And even then, it's like, not really.
If they wanted to, they could. I mean, they could be like, yeah, we're gonna unleash land sharks on you, or they could ban them. The point is that that's like how politics works, is power. So it's they come off like controlled opposition.
Yeah.
A lot of the times.
No, exactly. They're the most powerful, like, literally in history. If you're controlling all three branches of the government in America, right now in this moment, you're the most powerful political power that's probably ever existed. They can do anything.
Exactly.
So, like, they can't tell us to go vote to fucking, like, get abortion. And they can't tell us that they can ban land sharks.
Human race out of existence.
I would push back a little bit on the idea that they're in charge of the judicial branch, although...
Oh, that shit's lost.
They did vote. They approved the judges that are in there now. Maybe not the party as a whole, but enough members of the party.
No, most of them voted for most of the justices who were there. Most of them have been around long enough.
Joe fell down a well? What?
No, I have cough drops in my mouth.
Oh, so that's why you sounded like you fell down a well.
I'm gonna put like heavy wet reverb on that in post.
But most of the senators who are around now have been around long enough because they're all ancient fossils that they have voted in John Roberts. They voted in John Roberts with like 92 votes.
Chuck Schumer was recently fossilized.
They put in Samuel Alito with like overwhelming majorities as well. Like, they are the architects of their own destruction. Or like, well, why is the judiciary like completely bent on destroying all civilization? Well, maybe you shouldn't have done that.
Also, the Democratic Party plays by a different set of rules. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like they're still stuck in this generation where they think that they can work with Republicans. It's like, dude, you're stuck in like the 80s.
The parliamentarian.
Yeah.
No, exactly.
There's this reverence for process. And
no,
you guys are the only ones who fucking do this.
Yeah.
You think anybody else cares about this shit? When people need something for their, like, fucking survival.
Yeah, Nancy.
The GOP understands power and how to wield it.
Yeah, they'll say, we're going to destroy you all. And they'll be like, we need a strong Republican Party. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, both Nancy Pelosi and Joe Biden repeatedly say that the solution is we need a stronger Republican Party. Then what's the fucking point of being a Democrat if you believe in the necessity of a strong Republican Party in order to function as a society?
But that betrays the actual purpose of the Democratic Party.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's what I'm getting at.
Serve as a foil to Republican Party.
Exactly. The Democratic Party
It's a controlled opposition.
They have one purpose and one purpose alone, and that's every Sunday to tell us.
Good morning. Sunday morning.
That's all they got.
It's to fulfill that joke about how if the Soviet Union had a second party that agreed with the Communist Party on everything but abortion, to give the illusion that there is more than one political party.
Well, yeah, other political parties, they have different platforms, and maybe they'll form coalitions, right? But they'll actually oppose each other on economic issues. You don't have a choice on economic issues beyond small things like rates of, taxation. And even then, it's like the Republican Party will reduce corporate tax rates, and then the Democrats might bring them back halfway to where they were before in the name of compromise.
Like halfway of what they used to be.
Yeah, or at least that's what they'll say. But the point remains the same, that they serve the purpose of being like, we're the moderate party, but they still give them what they want.
We're the grown-ups in the room.
We have got to point this out every chance we get.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Not great, Bob.
Who was the
There we go.
You'll get it, but not prompted. Yeah.
I think it was like a.
I see.
This is a teaching moment, Joe.
Was it the president of Tanzania? That was like the American political system. It's a one-party system, but in typical American extravagance, they have two of them. Who was that?
That is really funny.
Yeah, it was fucking great,
quote,
dude.
And I know who you're talking about, but I can't remember their name for the life of me.
Yeah, I was trying to Google it, and I can't, since I don't know the dude's name. It's like
Julius Nyerere.
Shout out. Thank you.
Yeah, former president of Tanzania.
Clever and accurate, and I like it. It's good. Good guy.
Hold on, I want to read the quote properly.
Does he have shitty politics, or is he?
I want to read the actual quote.
Okay.
The United States is also a one-party state. Oh, it was exactly what I said.
That's awesome.
LOL.
Oh.
There you go.
Yeah. All right. That's good. 50 minutes. That's fine. Whatever. Wah, wah. Get there. Oh, it's there. My name is Scott. I'm Sweaty Wife on social media. Joe, you're a person.
I am a person.
Thank you unfortunately, you have a corporeal form.
Yes.
Through the day.
I am Joe, a person, allegedly.
Joe, can I ask you a personal question first?
Sure.
Do you ever rue the day that your soul was ripped from the eternal nothingness and put into this meat sack that you live in?
Some days more than others.
Yeah, you're not human if you don't.
Digressing.
And where can we find you on the internet?
That's literally what I was getting to before
Christ.
You interrupted. I can be found on Twitter at JLFB96.
Thank you, Jesse.
Hold on to your butt.
Chris, go.
Hey, I'm Chris. You can find me here. I really don't have much of an online presence.
Chris touches grass, everybody.
Oh, yeah. I did the other day.
I look at it sometimes.
I touch it sometimes, and I break out.
I don't want to get ticks. Too icky.
And I smoke grass. It's fucking, who am I? Some loser from the 60s
and
calling it grass.
Jesse.
He's Jesse.
And you can find my music on soundcloud.com/Contingence Boston, CONTINGENCE Boston. I just put up this little trap thing. It's public domain, or it's Creative Commons, so use it.
Yeah, don't get trapped.
Remember to hit up comrade-rosie.org, select by getting involved tab. Choose one or more mutual aid groups to donate your time, labor, and or monies. I didn't make the joke.
That was a sigh of this whole night. Sorry.
Comrade-rosie.org. Select that getting involved tab. Choose one or more mutual aid groups to donate your time, labor, and or money to, because people really need your help right now. Oh, fuck. I didn't prepare for this slam recommendation. Hold on.
Oh, no.
Oh, gee, Willikers. Jesus.
I could recommend a movie. No.
All right, go.
The only fucking I would ironically, and I'm serious because it's so fucking good. Ironically, but unironically.
Oh, not Licorice Pizza.
No, motherfucker, Top Gun.
Licorice Pizza.
The new Top Gun is so good. It's military propaganda. No, it's military propaganda. Of course it is. Every movie about any action thing that is exploded is military propaganda. I mean, Marvel movies are military propaganda. Everything is. So, if we're going to start judging movies on being military propaganda, we're going to have to, dude. Anyways, it's fantastic. It looks great. I like that director. I like his other movies. Watch Oblivion, actually. That's a good movie.
Tom Cruise is insane, but he is hilarious as an actor for some reason.
Yes. I love him. I love it. No, yeah. Every time I watch a Tom Cruise movie, I have that internal discussion of just This guy sucks, but he's so fucking endearing on screen.
He's jumping on the couch in my head.
Yeah, yes, exactly. Oh, man. And your slam recommendation?
For the week is...
Oh, there we go.
An album entitled Postpartum Depression. The band, I swear to God, the band is Paediatrician.
And where are they from?
Let me check. They are from
Encyclopedia Metallica or whatever.
They're from fucking Budapest, Hungary.
Awesome. That's
perfect, dude.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
They're like disgustingly heavy. Oh my god.
Hopefully it's playing right now and it's just so like, oh, we're like, our voices are like, they sound like they're being like we all sound like we're being strangled by the devil or whatever. I don't know. Whatever.
They have like, for some
I'm actually
reason...
really tired and I got like a perfectly adequate amount of sleep last night. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Sorry.
It's alright.
I'm very high.
Well, I'll come to... Okay. I was gonna say, well, I'll come to terms with our depression eventually, but maybe we won't.
I've been feeling pretty good this week.
So yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, Paediatrician, support them. They're fucking
Book a Flight to Budapest.
really dope and unique. And they have, for some reason, the symbol in this album kind of sounds like an insect. You'll be able to hear it in post, but
yeah, no, that actually makes me somewhat excited to hear this.
yeah.
Anyways, Epic Incredulity on Patreon. Hit it up. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all the goods. We're on YouTube. We are doing it all. Do it. Every week we say... Every week we like to get in a tank and roll up to the library and say, give us all the free books. And they're like, no. And when we were like, but tankdo. I don't know why that was the scenario. I think that happened in history at some point, maybe.
Killdozer.
Sounds like somebody did. Killdozer. Is that a movie? I think that might be a movie.
No, that was a real event that happened.
What? What do you mean?
The Killdozer guy?
Oh, like the actual, the actual guy who ran over, but yeah. No, I know what you're talking about. That movie Leviathan is, yeah. Wait, no, yeah, the movie Leviathan is based on it. No, but there is a movie based on it. God damn it!
Okay,
there's a few movies based on it.
I'm sure there are.
Anyways, God. But tankdo. That is the epoch. Whatever. This it's either fuck you, listener, or like whatever, Nevada cock, whatever. I don't care. I'm tired. Actually, I'm genuinely emotionally distressed. No, I'm kidding.
Oh man, I'm sorry. I got a good outro. I don't know if I can get it to play through the speaker.
Uh-oh.
Can you hear it at all?
Yes.
Yes. What is it?
It's just a club song.
It's nice. Walk without rhythm. You won't attract the worm.
The only thing you have to fear is fear itself. I feel like that would be like the clip they sample in the club.
Speaking of a cave, by the way.
Oh, Dave's in the cave.
In the cave.
I'm not Dave right now. Hey guys, I'm Dave right now. Actually, I haven't done this. I would have to legitimately listen to Dave Rubin again to like get the. So where is that idiot? Where's that?
If the dial of ideas was low for the last few years, it's quickly moving.
The dial of ideas.
The dial, yeah. Because like my mouth needs to take on a certain like shape for me to do it, and like my tongue needs to be in the right place.
You have to
like,
try and make. You have
this.
to like make your mouth into like the shape that a llama's mouth is in.
What?
Or a camel. It's like.
All right, guys. He's got a lot of youth pastor energy as well. I think maybe. Was that? Well, I guess neither of them do.
Wet ass.
Well, because he doesn't have any like fucking ironically, for like an ideas guy, he doesn't come up with anything.
Shapiro's still making videos about the WAP song. He's still doing it. He's still doing it. Like he hasn't gotten over it. It was like
Wasn't that like a year ago?
Yeah, dude. It like fucked him up.
Wet ass P-word.
Wet ass P-word.
Yeah. All right.
Flash was his understanding of reality.
Do some farts, dude.
All right. My soundboard's actually working. That's right. Sorry. Cha-ching.
Woo.
Right.
Hell yeah.
Curious gonna be so happy.